97.9 The Box. Got the Mad Hatter Kiati, my partner J Mac out here. And Mac, I don't want you to get offended by this, J Mac.
What?
Because he's in the record books as being the true freestyle king. 9 hours. Was it 9 hours?
9 hours, 15 minutes.
So I know you've battled a lot of people. You've lost some battles, but you won a lot of battles. But 9 hours and give me 9 minutes. 9 hours.
9 hours and 15 minutes. And to be exact, there was only one battle that was ever lost, and that's arguable.
Supernatural. Supernatural.
I ain't gonna say
Mad
many.
Hatter.
Yes, sir.
Records are meant to be broken.
I hear you. Hey, I hear you, baby boy. I hear you. He looking at me serious, too.
I mean, records are meant to be broken.
Yup.
You don't want to test me.
I heard about your skills already. I was out there in the audience earlier, and I heard somebody on the mic say, the Freestyle King, and I went over to one of the guys I work with. I said, who are they talking about? And he texted me a minute ago. He said, did you ever find out who that was? So this is him.
This is the
This
man.
is him.
I like that. So Supernatural, originally from Indiana.
Born and raised down there.
One of the very, very few out of that area that has been able to do this hip-hop thing for as long, and you also have longevity. But before I even get into all the rap and all that, man, you used to be what, 200-something odd, 85-something odd pounds, and you lost a lot of weight.
About 285.
Man, like I don't recognize him.
I do.
Now you do.
I don't recognize him.
I lost a half a man.
Look, he got to stay. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
that's him.
I lost a half a man.
You done slimmed up on me, big fella.
Yes, sir.
He said, big
Okay.
I just got tired, man. You know, like, I'm calling myself Supernatural. And, you know, my dad is an activist, and my mother, you know, we all in the movement.
Right.
And I'm like, you walking around, you smoking cigarettes, you drinking, eating bad. And I said, you say longevity, you're not going to have no longevity. You can't do that your whole life and think your body going to keep snapping back. So I just started training. You know, I ain't try to get all muscled out, but I just dropped the weight off.
Did you change your food eating habits?
I stopped eating meat, and I stopped eating sugar and bread for 1 year.
How hard was it?
Hard as hell. Especially when you smell that good cheeseburger. But, you know,
congratulations, man.
discipline.
What's
That's
the plan to keep it off? And are you going to go
I
totally
box.
without the meat now?
I don't really eat it at all. Once I stopped, I stopped. But you know, there's substitutes. You just got to figure out what's good for you and what's not. I've learned to make all of the soul food that I used to eat just without all of the extra stuff in it.
No doubt, no doubt.
They got so much stuff out there now.
Had he boxed too, if I would have kept my dreads, we would have been brothers right now. I just cut
With
my
the
dreads like with a beard and
Look
everything.
like cousins.
This is scary.
Now, talk to me about the whole 9 hour. What possessed you to say, you know, I want to go in this, I want to rap this long? What possessed you to do all that?
Me and my brother was hanging out one day, and we was watching something on TV, and I think some dude had pinned like the most clothespins or something stupid he did on his face or something. Yeah, like, so my brother was like, we should try to get in the Guinness Book. And I was like, I don't know how to do it, but let's try. So he was like, how long you think you could rhyme for? I said, well, let's see what the record is first. And the record was like 5 hours or something like that. It was a kid from Canada named Dio. So I was like, if he can go 5, I can go 10. Excuse me. I can go 10. And so I did the 9:15. Once I got to the 9th hour, I told the DJ, just cut it, man. We got the record.
Did you get the chance to do breaks? How'd they break
The way they had it was every like, so you could go 2 hours if you wanted to and take a minute break, and then go another 2, or you could go your 4 and then take a 3-minute break. So I spread my minutes out. So what I did is I went 4 hours, took a 3-minute, and went another 4, took a minute, and finished off.
Congratulations on that, man. Now, I know that like you said, you come from a family of activists. Hip-hop it's bred, and you've been doing it since you've been a baby, basically.
True indeed.
Here you are. Why do you think you're still able to do this? People still want to see you. They still want to see you battle. They still want to hear you rap after all these years.
That's a great question. I think one of the things that has kept me...
You're an OG now.
Really. I'm
Yeah,
47
you're OG.
and
Yeah,
47 years old in the game. And I'm still touring the world. And, you know, I might not have had a lot of hit records, but I told people it wasn't about the hit records. It was the hits that I made on the stage. So I think what's had me last so long is that magic of freestyle rhyming. I don't care if you're black, white, Puerto Rican, Mexican, green, or yellow. when you see somebody rapping about something in real time in front of your face and it makes sense and you give it character and emotion and feeling, I'll be rapping forever, because I've done this in many places. I was at the Galleria the other day. Dude was in the store, he big brolic Houston cat to his heart. And he said, we was talking, I was telling him about some of the clothes he was buying. He was like, yeah, I just started rapping. I said, oh, you just started? And he was like, yeah, I just started rapping. And one of the guys was like, yeah, he get down on the freestyle, and he kind of got aggressive. He was like, kick some. And I was like, shit, I'm scared. But no, for real, he's like, kick some. And so I started rhyming about his clothes he had on. He had on a soccer jersey, and it was a Barcelona soccer jersey. He didn't even know what team he was wearing. And so I said a whole rhyme about that. But the wonder in his eyes, he went from thug to kid within 10 seconds, real quick. All because he could relate, like, damn, is rapping about me. He's
well, I think if you got skills too, I think that's a part of it too. Let's not act like you're not a skilled rapper, and then you got substance.
Absolutely.
And education, and there's knowledge, but you're not just rapping. There's knowledge behind the freestyle. You understand what I'm saying?
My father was a stickler for that.
Yeah. So I think it's different when you can kick knowledge, and talk. You do your street terminology too. Brothers respect it. You know
exactly.
What I mean? So it's different. So I'm not surprised by that whatsoever.
Yeah, it was a fun moment though. But I think that's what's made me last, is that magic, and then just having integrity in what you do and not taking every check that somebody puts in your face.
Is there a retirement for you at this point? Because I mean, do you know how to do anything else? Because you've done this.
Oh man, I do a myriad of things. I actually am working currently on my first art show. It's like a 35-piece art show. I do like African painting style art, and I also have a clothing line that I'm doing called Afro Fly, and Fly stands for First Love Yourself, because we got to first love ourselves. That's how you really stay fly. And so we take imported material from Senegal, Nigeria, Dakar, anywhere where we can source materials from, and we make sweatshirts, sweatpants, and then we give back to the people over there. So I'm not just a freestyle MC, I'm an activist in the community as well.
Humanitarian activist.
Yeah.
Sometimes I MC though, just in case them boys get out of line and let them know I can do that.
I gotta still turn that on though.
So there's not a date that you put on, I'm not gonna do this anymore. You do it until you can't do it no more.
I tell everybody that the only thing that gets old is the body. The words that come out your mouth can stay young forever. And
I told you I knew wisdom was gonna come with it too. I told y'all that.
And that's really what it is. It's like a lot of people don't realize that I never put a shelf date on myself for rhyming. Nobody told Charles Mingus or Bird or Mr. Parker, you can't play that horn, you 85 now. Nah, the horn made the music. It was the man that was blowing into the horn, So music never gets old. I think that this industry we live in is designed to make the older MCs, make them feel like they old.
Well, they say this is youth culture. I always hear rappers say it's a young man's game. Even the established platinum rappers, I hear them say that all the time. It's a young man's game.
I think that the platinum rappers get lazy, and they call it a young man's game because they done made so much money, you ain't really got to rhyme no more. But me, I rhyme because I truly, truly love it. I loved it when I got in it. I loved it when the record label shitted on me, and I loved it after that. And so I always tell people, if your heart is not truly vested in what you do, whether it's painting cars, rocking mics, hustling, whatever it is, if your heart's not truly vested, you will eventually lose interest in anything you do.
Supernatural, do you ever look at the younger cats? And I know there's been this debate over the last year, 2 years about all the young guys. They want to call it mumble rap, and I don't like to disrespect or nothing like that, because I love to see all the young brothers make money personally myself. But are you discouraged by what you hear? Because I know you want to. I call you like the first school of hip hop, and I know you're serious about this. So sometimes I know you can look at it like, I don't know about that. So I'm just curious.
I have two views on the mumble rap theory.
I don't mean to call it mumble rap.
Yeah, me either.
But that's the term now.
I just was using that so we can have
I will say this. The first theory that I have is that in order to control a population, you have to change the frequency. But in order to change the frequency, you got to know where the frequency came from. Now, what I mean by that is that I'm not mad at the youngsters for what they rapping, because they're nothing but a hybrid of the hate that we created. Because in the 90s, if you really think about hip-hop music the way it was, we were skilled MCs, But a lot of people was rhyming about street stuff, rhyming about selling crack. You know, out in Houston, they rhyming about the lean. And then you combine all that with a hybrid of these youth. I'm not mad at them because I know they only learned and emulate what they seen that came before them and put a twist on it. So at the end of the day, I think that I tell all of the young dudes, I challenge them. I say, write something that could change your mind. Your whole album ain't got to be like that. But write that one joint that shows you are intelligent. Because honestly, when I hear the music, I want them to make money. But it feels like it sets us back as black folks. Some of the stuff that comes out their mouth, some of the stuff you can't even understand. So that you only term something by the way that it's dictated. Go on now, Fly.
Ever since you said African Fly, this Fly to
yeah, there he is. But for real though, I feel like these youngsters, I'm not mad at them at all. I just think that we as elders or older brothers in the game need to challenge them to do more. Okay. And I think that the record labels feed in to exactly what they want, and that's why they make that music. You know, we know how the labels are. Yeah. Houston, the one thing I love about places like this, y'all was part of one of the first independent movements in music, and y'all support each other here. Yeah. You know, in the South, that's one thing I know. The Southern, that's why the South rose. Because they supported each other. Now on the East, we were so busy trying to battle each other and who gonna be the greatest that, you know.
Y'all have your eye on what was going down on the other part of the map.
Exactly, and y'all been hustling out the trunk since day one. Yeah. So as far as the youth and how I feel, I think we should challenge them because the frequency is messed up. Right. You know, that's how I see it.
Respect Supernatural, one of all-time greatest battle MCs. Pleasure to talk to you. Great to talk to you. Thank you so much. Thank you for what you did for hip-hop as well, and continue to do it and not putting no limitations on what it can be and where it needs to go.
I'm going to rhyme till the wheels fall off, man.
Thank you so much, bro.
Right. A 2017 Monster Energy Dub Car Show, fueled by Netto Tires, the Houston Health Department, the U.S. Army, Bud Light, and 97.9 The Box.